The most basic sound system consists of microphones, mixing disc, speakers, and cables, such as this one, which is on page 117 of the Basic Live Sound Reinforcement by Raven Biederman and Penny Pattison. Once you have the previous system working, you can then move on to more complex systems such as the one shown. This one consists of multiple sound sources, multiple speakers, and monitors. This system consists of a phone playing music right into the desk, which is then going through both speakers, but before that it's going to a compressor and to a reverb channel. The console that's being used is a Soundcraft MH2, which is a live analog mixing disc. There are 24 mono inputs shown by the black faders and 4 stereo inputs shown by the blue faders. This image shows the aux sends, of which you can take a copy of the signal going through the channel into an effects rack to add things such as reverb and delay onto the channel. There are 5 sends: the turquoise at the top, the yellow, the purple, the white and the orange. First auxiliary send on an analog disc is normally used for the monitor sends. The yellow pot at the bottom is used for the pan. The red faders at the bottom are for the VCAs or the groups, so you can basically mix the balance on the black and blue faders and then put the signal into the red, so you can mix the drums, guitars and vocalists all separately but together, and that can just be your final mix. This technique in particular is used by Andy Jackson, who is the live engineer for Fife-born singer Horse. The section above the red faders is the master section, which includes the masters for the auxiliaries and the main left and right master for the PA. This is a 3.5mm stereo jack which connects to 2 1/4-inch mono jacks, which is then connected to a phone or an MP3 player through the headphone jack. XLR cables such as this one shown are used because they are balanced cables, which means they have a positive and a negative line, or a hot and a cold, as well as an earth. These XLR cables are then connected to the main mix left and right output to the loudspeakers. Once the XLR has been put into the input of the loudspeaker, it must then be switched on and the volume turned up. The red pot at the top is used to boost the gain, so as you can get a stronger signal that is able to go through the system and produce something at the end. As you can see, there is a signal coming through, and then as you put the faders up to 0, you can then put the master faders up, and then you can hear the signal coming through the speakers. Once you have the main PA set up, you can then add things such as compressors, which is what's happening here. So you're sending from the top and it's going to the compressor and it's coming back on the turn below that. You can see it's actually going on both insert channels. To get the reverb onto a channel, you'll need to use an effects channel. This is because if you put it directly into the channel, it'll change it, and then you'll have to stick with it all the way through. Well, whereas using this method, you can take it out, put it in however much you want. You'll need to take an XLR from the auxiliary send on the back of the desk and put the stereo jack into the input of the effects unit that you're using, and take the two mono outputs from the unit and put it back into the line inputs left and right for one of the stereo channels, in this case stereo channel number 4. There are no words to paint a picture of you, girl. Your eyes and those hers, it's like your close out. Once everything's plugged in, all you need to do is unmute the channel, put the fader up to 0 or unity, turn up the master fader, and go across onto the channel and turn up the auxiliary for both of them, and then you should be able to hear it through the system. The fader that is up allows the signal to go through the channel into the back connector into the XLR, which then allows the signal to carry along the cable into the back of the effects unit, and then through that the two mono signals come out of the output and into the left and right line input of the stereo channel, which you are then able to unmute, turn up to 0 or unity, and then go back onto the channel that you wish to add this reverb or delay or the effect that you're using, and then turn that up, and then you will be able to hear the left and right of the effects out of both speakers.